This is AI.R. Artists in Residence Broadcasting, coming to you once a week from New York City. Hello, I'm John Cullum, and this is my wife, Emily Frankel, and we're here to tell you another tale from our lives.
This is a creative tale.
Right?
This is the Cullums behind the scenes.
That's right.
Creativity.
Well,
many of the things that John wears were in fact created by me in the early days. I used to sew shirts for him, and I could even sew costumes. I've just had to learn these things in the course of being a dancer and having to make costumes.
and they were wonderful shirts. They were the most beautiful, and always got wonderful comments from people.
Well, now,
What?
John asked our son, John David, to send him some ink pens because John has been complaining that all the ink pens that he buys are lousy and they run out of ink.
And
So,
they write too fine a line. They don't have that nice thing. I said they're not like the old-fashioned pens that my dad used to have. The fountain,
okay,
guaranteed to
so
write.
ink pens arrive.
Yes, five.
And-
JD sent me 5 wonderful pens that made broad strength, and they were like the old-fashioned pens. They had they were slightly wet when then they had to dry out, but they were made.
They looked inky. They
Yes.
looked like real signatures.
That's right.
John was happy.
I was very grateful to get them.
And so John wore this shirt.
That's right. This shirt
And,
is this is not one of that. This is not one of the shirts that Emily made for me.
No.
This came from 110 in the Shade. What Emily doesn't make for me, I usually inherit from some show, and so.
In other words, John wears a lot of old stuff.
Well, that's all right.
Okay,
I'm old
so-
stuff myself.
No,
Uh,
you're not.
well, anyway,
No, you're not. If you're old stuff, then I'm old stuff.
so these pens worked out beautifully.
Okay, but
But I put one of them in the pocket of this shirt, and I knew Emily was going to ask me about this, so I wore this deliberately. And it made a huge, big blue spot. It just drained out the entire ink and had a big blue spot right here.
so I fixed it.
No, you didn't. I fixed it.
Oh,
I knew that Emily had taken out some ink spots one time by using some Clorox.
oh yes,
But I
you
didn't
fixed
quite
it.
know how to do it, so I just took some
Oh.
Clorox and poured it in a bowl and stuck the shirt in there, and it came out with a huge white spot. And this is what it was, right here.
But now move close to the camera, and you'll see that this
Well,
is an embroidered.
I used to bitch
Closer,
and complain
closer.
about this big white spot on my shirt,
And see the embroidery on it?
and Emily,
I embroidered it with an ink pen.
she took a Sharpie and she made this gorgeous design on here, and now it's the talk of my rehearsal periods.
He wears it to rehearsal.
That's right.
It's a handmade shirt from.
It was to rectify a terrible mistake that I made, and I thank you for it, Emily.
Well, it happened in other shirts.
What did it?
Yeah, you had a white shirt, a beautiful white shirt that got
Yeah.
an ink spot in it.
What'd you do to that one?
We didn't do anything. In fact, that's hidden somewhere in the closet. I'm not planning to do this. But when John's agent saw this, I was all set to receive congratulations for how wonderful John looked. He said, "What are you doing wearing a shirt with an ink spot?"
That's right. And I'm not the only one who wears old clothes. You should see. Oh, we're running out of time.
No. You should see what?
Well, I was going to tell them a little bit about your favorite shoes that you work in.
No. That's a separate subject. This is ink pens we're talking about.
Oh, sorry. Well, you'll just have to wait to find out
John
about
mends
that.
my shoes, is what he's saying.
That's
I have
right.
old sneakers that he puts into a vise and
Yes.
keeps gluing them because I like old sneakers.
I'm an old cobbler. I'm a young cobbler.
Right.
And anyway, I think we've talked enough about our clothes problems. We'll see you again next week sometime.
Well, wait a minute.
What? Oh, we can't. What is that?
I want to show off this one more time. But
Okay.
you can stand very straight. There it is.
All right. And I love this shirt.
I like the way you look in this.
Well, it's a good shirt.
And I like the ink pens. And I want John David to
And
send
I
us-
like the embroidery.
I like the embroidery.
Yes, indeed.
In fact, I want John David to send us some more ink pens.
You mean to put into shirts and make
We'll
white
live with it.
spots? Well, you know what we could do? We could make a tie thing out of this, and I could put the Clorox on this side and make another white spot, and then you could put this in it.
Thanks a lot, John.
No?
I think you've done enough. This is John and Emily, and we are signing off.
This is AI.R. See you next week.